So the question has been asked, how should we essentially treat our neighbors and those who work with us, and humanity in general? How should we interact with our fellow man?
This is a really excellent question. And I think the philosophy of dualism and egotism that we know to be the truth would have some clear answers about this. Basically, if you've heard of sociopaths and psychopaths, they have the right idea.
They're basically the enlightened beings of our society.
Exactly. Where this idea of love, which ends up making you less selfish, and you might even bias your own views to help out someone else, is absolutely crazy. What's most important is your own self-interest.
Getting to the top.
Exactly. Getting to the top at all costs.
At all costs. Because you're the body and you're going to die, it's best to fulfill all your bodily pleasures as soon as you can. Like, what else is there?
Mm-hmm. And if people get in your way, just cut them down.
Cut them down like a tree.
Right. Just fell them like a tree in the forest, like a lumberjack. We
can't know if love exists for sure. It's just like a fleeting feeling. One minute you're in love, the next you're choking your wife and putting her in the backseat of a car and then driving her into the water, like a psychopath should do.
Right. Drive her into the water. I mean, if that's what she is to you, as a separately existing being, you are the only one who really matters in your world. Everyone else is basically just objects to be used as you see fit. They're means to your ends. So if someone tries to compromise with you, absolutely do not do it.
Exactly.
It's your way or the highway.
It's your way or the highway.
Don't forget that.
Another big part of dualism and what we're trying to get into has to do with solipsism.
Right.
Because we also believe that you can't know for sure that other people exist. So do they really mean anything to you? Or are they just obstacles in getting to your goals? Actually, we think they can also be something positive. You can use them to get your goals. You don't have to necessarily cut them down. You can manipulate them.
Right, and you might have to pretend to be a normal human being who loves and cares at all about people.
Right, or you can pretend to be like enlightened, like a mere Murad.
Right, either way, it could work. You can manipulate people into sex by pretending to be a guru and saying they need to get enlightened. That's a great strategy.
Yeah, Osho
we should do that eventually.
We should.
It should be, but we won't tell you that we're doing that, of course, when we do it.
No, of course not.
This is just
once we get our following from the Duality community, which we'd like to start creating.
Right. And we're going to kind of banish the non-dualists from our land of peace and joy and selfish enjoyment.
Through genocide.
Through genocide. It's the only way, really, because they won't stop.
They'll
keep
stop.
teaching
They'll keep
love
and
awareness, oneness and all this other bullshit.
It's insane.
So the only thing to do really is to cut them down and dissolve their bodies in acid in plastic containers.
Right. And we also want to implement duality meditation.
Right.
Which is basically seeing that the seer and the seen are absolutely fundamentally distinct.
That's true. I'm sorry, I'm laughing because oneness again.
How could they believe that?
It's such bullshit. I mean,
there's no scientific basis for such an assumption.
It's like what? You think you and a lamp are the same thing?
I know. Try to turn yourself on and off then. Can you turn yourself on and off?
Yeah, try.
Sure. Yeah, you might have done it sexually, but you're not a light unto yourself. Like Jesus said,
you're
not a lamp unto yourself.
Like the Buddha said when he said that everything is permanent.
The Buddha did say that everything is permanent.
And yeah, that's why what you do matters, and really only what you do matters. Because every action you take is permanent, and nothing really changes. People just remain pawns in your game, and you are the chess master, so play it well.
Except the body is impermanent, so make sure you really get what the body wants before you die, because you are also not permanent. The world is, and, manipulate objects.
Right, and if your mind and your body are in conflict, don't feel bad about that. That's absolutely normal.
That's a Cartesian truth.
They're Cartesian, it's a dualism, really. Absolutely separate mind and body. They're two different substances, extended thinking substance, and this extended bodily substance. They're separate. Don't even confuse them.
Right, the thinker and the thought are separate. Like Jiddu Krishnamurti said, he said that the observer and the observed are two different things.
Right.
So suffering is a must.
And if you learn anything from Nisargadatta Maharaj, it's that if you want to get enlightened, you have to shave your eyebrows, clean off. Don't even leave a little bit. Don't do the little fancy plucking thing that fashionable women do. You got to cut them right off.
Right.
We're not at that stage yet, but we're working towards it.
Right. We're not claiming to be dualistically endarkened.
Right. We're working towards endarkenment, like you should be.
Right. You have to fall asleep to the reality of awareness because you are the ego.
We try to cultivate Asleepening as much as possible.
So, are there any more questions from our invisible Satsangis?
Yes. Okay. Okay, the question has been asked. What if your family is very nice to you and they love you and they do nice things for you? Should you still be so ruthless and cold-hearted to them? What do you think about that?
No, because you want to kind of manipulate them for as long as they give you something. You don't want to give them anything back, but you want to give the illusion that you're thankful for such a thing. Right?
So it's really important to cultivate these illusions on which society is based of love and consideration for others and other such nonsense.
Yeah, and you should very much reinforce the idea that they're separate. Call them mom, call them dad. Don't say anything that would not reinforce the idea that they are a thing called a dad and they owe you for birthing you.
That's right. Sorry, I find it hilarious that we actually love these people.
It's ridiculous, right?
Are we on drugs, or is it Rob Ford smoking crack again? Or
I don't know. I don't know. It's just
societal crack.
Societal
it's called
crack.
non-dualism, and it's a lie.
Right. We'd actually encourage you to smoke crack if you're a mayor.
Right. And if that's what you want to do, if that's your selfish interest, and if you have to rob your own family members to get your drug money, then by all means do it.
Right. You only have a finite amount of time.
Right.
Well, I think that
that answers your question. Is that good? Yes? Okay. Nascar.
NASCAR.